Assalamualaikum and hi. For this week lecture, we're going to learn about chapter 7, which is statistics. So these are the outline or the subtopics that we're going to cover in this chapter. The first one will be measures of central tendency. Second one will be mean, mode, and median of ungrouped data, and also for the group data. And number 3, measures of dispersion. Number 4, range and interquartile range of group data. And last but not least is the standard deviation and variance. So we're going to see each of these subtopics. Let's see the first one, which is the measures of central tendency. Okay, so what is measure of central tendency? Measure of central tendencies are the measures of average that shows the central location of a data distribution. So we see the word of average over here, which means that in this measure of central tendencies, you will have three main measure. Ada 3 ukuran yang penting dalam measure of central tendencies, iaitu mean, median, and mode. So you have learned this before during your SPM. What is mean, median, and mode? We will recall this, or we'll go through into this one by one. So first, you need to know types of statistical data before we go through the mean, median, and mode. So there are 2 types of statistical data. Ada 2 jenis data statistics, which are ungrouped data and also group data yang tidak berkumpulan atau tidak terkumpul, dan juga data dalam bentuk terkumpul. Okay, so for ungrouped data yang tidak terkumpul, data that are not grouped in class intervals of a frequency table. So I highlight there, not grouped in class interval, which means that you will have a data in this form. For example, 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 9, and 1. So the data is actually written down using the comma. Kita guna comma untuk tulis the data. Okay. So there is no class interval. Interval means ada julat, ada range dekat situ. So we only use comma like this. And also we have the one written in the table dalam bentuk jadual. For example, you have score for 4, 5 until set 10, and number of students. So for score of 4, you will have 2 students. Score of 7, you will have only 1 student, and so on and so forth. So this is a kind of ungrouped data yang tidak terkumpul. Why is it called as ungrouped data, data tidak terkumpul? Is because there is no interval, there is no class interval over here. You see, no class interval. So let's see the group data. Group data is the data that are grouped in class interval in a frequency table. So now you can see the difference. The ungrouped data, you will have no class interval, but in group data yang terkumpul, you will have class interval. What does it mean by class interval is that you see the example over here, you have mass in gram and number of x. So for mass from 42 gram until 48 gram, and then you have 49 until 55 and 56 until 62. So this is what you call as class intervals. Dia ada class, dia ada julat kan dekat situ. 42, dia ada selang kelas, kita panggil class interval is selang kelas. Dia ada 42 until 48, and then they stop, and then we start new with 49 until 55, and then it stop, and then you start new again 56 until 62. So for each of these class interval, you will have number of frequency. This one we call it as frequency, kekerapan dia. So untuk kelas yang ini, you will have this kekerapan macam tu. So you can see the difference, right? So that are the 2 types of statistical data. Now let's move on to the mean, mode, and median, which is the central measure of the central tendency. So for mean, mode, and median, there will be the formula will be different for each of the type of statistical data. So let's see, for the first column we have ungrouped data, data tidak terkumpul, and the second one also we still have ungrouped data but in a frequency table. What is frequency table mean is this one. You see over here, they are using table for the ungrouped data, but this one is without the table, this one is with the table. Okay, and the third column will be group data with class interval. So this is the one we just learned, this one. So each of these will have different formula for the mean, median, and mode. So what is the mode for ungrouped data? Mode is the value in a set of data that occur the most often. So mode tu maksud dia jumlah kekerapan yang paling kerap berlaku. Yang paling banyak berulang-ulang, that one is the mode. Okay, so it's quite similar with the ungrouped data in the frequency table. Mode is the value of the data with the highest frequency. So highest frequency mean kekerapan yang tinggi, kekerapan dia berulang-ulang, sama juga macam yang ini, yang berlaku kerap. Okay, so mode, and then mode is estimated for group data. When you have group data, the mode will be estimated from a histogram. So if you remember or if you recall back what you have learned in during your SPM, we have learned how to draw how to sketch your histogram, right? So histogram, the paksi x-axis or the y and the y-axis, you will have the f-axis as the frequency, and this one, the x-axis will be the data value, the class interval. So the mode will be over here. You see the highest over here. So you just do a cross on the bucu over here. You have this vertical and these vertices, and then you just cross it over. So you will have intersection point over here. Ada titik persilangan dekat sini. Then you bring it down. So you will have a value over here. So that value will be your mode. So every time you have a group data yang ada interval class, so you have to use this method to obtain the mode. Except for this one, these two, you can obtain it straight away. So let's recall from here. You can see from 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 9, and 1. What is your mode? For this one, no, there is no mode, right? Tidak ada yang berulang. Tidak ada yang berulang, so there is no mode. But how about this one? This is still ungrouped, but in the frequency table. So which one is the mode? So the mode will be score of 7. Because the score of 7 has the highest frequency. Bilangan dia paling tinggi 14. So that is the mode. So for this one, for ungrouped data, okay, from here, you will say that the mode will be 19. But to be exact, you have to draw your histogram. Then you have to cross it like this one. Then you know the exact value yang lagi tepat. Okay, that one is for mode. Let's move on to the mean. What is mean? Mean dalam bahasa Melayunya juga mean. Okay, M-I-N. So mean will be denoted by X bar dekat sini. This is the symbol. X bar equal to summation of X over N. This is summation. This is the summation. Yang I besar tu, that one is summation. Hasil tambah. Hasil tambah semua X, you divide by N. What is N? N will be the numbers of the data. Let's say you have 10 data, then the N will be 10. Bilangan data yang kamu ada, that one is N. So this is the formula for ungrouped data. So it's quite similar with the ungrouped data. It's just that for ungrouped data, the mean will be you have extra F over here. Instead of summation of X divided by N, you will have summation of F times X divided by summation of F. What is F over here? F is your frequency, and X is the value of your data. So if you see over here, this is your frequency. Over here is your frequency, okay? This is your frequency. This is your X. for the ungroup data. Yang atas ni, score ni, ini adalah you punya X. This is your F. So, to find the mean, you have to times product. It's the product of this one. 4 times 2 plus 5 times 3 plus 6 plus 9 times 9, 7 times 14 and so on and so forth. Then you divide by the summation of the frequency. So you have the mean for ungroup data, which use the frequency table. And for mean, for group data, this one is for group data, you will have similar formula, just like the one using the frequency table. See, the formula is the same. It's just that the X over here, you cannot simply take the X like this one. Previously, you have used this one is as the X, but for now, you have the X is this one. You cannot take it straight away. 42 until 48, you don't know which one is the X, right? For this one, you can straightly take 4 as the X because you only have one value. But this one, you have class interval. You have 42, 43, 44, 45, so on, so forth, until 48. So you have few of numbers in there. That's why the X will be the midpoint, class midpoint, titik tengah dia. So from 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, you need to find the titik tengah, the midpoint of this. Then that will be your X. Okay. Okay. That one is for mean, and for median, you will have. Okay, wait for a while. Okay. Then for median, you will have median means it's quite similar like midpoint. Okay. Tapi dia the numbers, the data you have to divide by 2. Dia macam titik tengah jugalah. Okay. So median, the symbol is M, small letter of M, equal to T means the cerapan. Sebut cerapan atau sebutan yang keberapa, Tn plus 1 divide by 2, and this one also similar, but for the group data the formula is a bit complicated, which you will have L over here, F, a capital letter of F, a small letter of FM, and you have C over here. So let's see what is all this stuff. So L will be the lower boundary of the median class, lower boundary. And N is your number of data, or the sum of the frequencies. And capital letter of F will be the cumulative. What does it mean by cumulative? Is that cumulative mean you have to add the frequency from the previous one. So cumulative maksudnya jumlah yang terkumpul. Kumulatif, jumlah terkumpul untuk frekuensi itu. And then FM over here will be the frequency of the median class, and C is size of the median class. So later on we will see how to obtain this one. What is this? How do you find the C? How do you find the F and capital F, so on and so forth. We'll see this later. Okay, so let's see the first example. For the set of data 5, 7, 3, 7, 2, 6, 3, and 7, you need to find the mode, median, and mean. So, how many, what is your N over here? N, the number of data over here. Okay, let me write down a bit. What is your N over here? So, your N will be number of data. Berapa banyak bilangan data you ada? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the N will be 8. Okay, that is what does it mean by N, number of data you have. Now you have to find the mode. Ada tak mode dia dekat sini? Mode means the most often, yang berlaku kerap, yang berulang-ulang. Apa yang berulang? This one, 7. 7 and 7. That's why you have your mode equal to 7. And then how do you find your median? So for okay, before that let's find out median. So to find the median, you need to rearrange your data in ascending order, dalam bentuk menaik. You kena susun balik ni dari yang kecil kepada yang besar. So we rearrange our data. You have 2, 3, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7, and 7. So from here, median means yang tengah. So yang tengah, you see over here, sini 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 on your left hand side. You ada 4 di sebelah kanan kiri. And you have 4 on your right hand side. 6, 7, 7, and 7. So the median will be somewhere around here. Dekat sini. Dekat sini will be your median. So it will be the carapan of 4.5. This is carapan pertama, T1, T2, T3, T4. This is your T1, right? This is your T2. So this will be your, this one is T4, this one is T5. So in the middle of T4 and T5, you will have T4.5. This is T4.5. Dia di tengah-tengah, 4,5. So how do you find this? T4.5 is that you have this formula, right? Just now you have this formula. So Tn plus 1. So altogether the n you have is 8, right? N plus 1, so you will get 9. 9 divided by 2, that's why you get this one, 4.5. 9 bahagi dengan 2, you dapat 4.5, 4,5. So, apa cerapan 4,5 ni? So, how do you find this one? You need to plus this one. 5, sebelah kiri dan sebelah kanan. 5 plus 6 divided by 2. So, you get 5.5. So, that is your median. Okay, so don't ask me where did I get this formula. You need to refer back from the previous lecture. So this is where we obtain our median from this formula. This is for ungroup data. Okay, and how about this one? X bar. X bar is your mean. This is your mean, X bar. X bar. So the formula is over here. Summation of x divided by n. So what is your x? This is whole thing. The whole thing over here is your x. You have to plus it. Summation, hasil tambah. You kena tambah dia 5 plus 7 plus 3 plus 7 plus 2 blah, 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 until 7. Then n. How many is your n? How many data that you have? You have 8 over there. So the summation of this divided by 8, then you get your mean equal to 5. Okay, that's it. So again, I repeat, this is for ungroup data. Data yang tidak terkumpul. Okay. And how about this one? We'll see mean, mode, and median. This is for the second subtopic. Mean, mode, and median of ungroup data and group data. So we're going to see both for group and ungroup. But first, for ungroup data, ungroup data in frequency table. So I hope you still remember what is frequency table. Frequency table is this one. This is what we call as frequency table. So let me jot down for you a bit. This is frequency table. Okay, this is what we call as frequency table. So for ungroup data that in frequency table, the mode, what is mode? Is the value of the data with the highest frequency, yang paling tinggi. Okay,